What about you, Starlito? Because I feel like Nashville's kind of been a city that's always had like an interesting, there's been successful artists out of Nashville yourself. We mentioned Young Buck. I'm glad you guys squashed your issues too. But then there's like a guy like Jelly Roll who and Struggle, and there's kind of like the kind of that white boy like side of the Nashville hip hop scene that was Haystack was from Nashville. You know what I'm saying? But for you, like Nashville is very much like country's like so big right now. And so as a city, like Nashville's probably bigger than it's ever been in terms of like people coming there, writers coming there for obviously that genre. But on the hip hop side, where do you kind of see Nashville right now? And is there any up and coming artists that you think are dope that maybe have a chance to?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's several. I think we're right at on the cusp of blossoming and creating more of a presence overall, hopefully in the hip hop space. I mean, obviously that's where my roots are.
Right.
Like you said, the scale of music business in Nashville is, I hope all my peers and comrades that are working just keep working, because I think genres are starting to overlap more than anything.
For
the
sure.
Shabuzi record is a rap record reworked in the country.
He reworked Tipsy,
Tipsy
Jaquan.
song.
What's your shit's name? What you just said?
His name's Shabuzi, the artist.
By the way, this is the #1 most successful Billboard song ever.
Yeah.
It's spelled more weeks at #1 than any song ever.
And it's a rap.
His name is Shabuzi.
Yes.
It's a rap song.
how
He's aloof.
disconnected
He's completely.
No, I heard the country version of Tipsy. I just didn't know what
that's
his name was.
Shabuzi, yeah.
And
Shabuzi.
to see a rap song being reworked and reformatted for country and having that kind of success, I think is very much an indicator of how close music is music. And so like I said to my
Is he from Nashville?
I
don't believe
know.
so.
I think so.
I think he's from Virginia.
Yeah, I don't think he's from Nashville, but
Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off for that.
But he's been in Nashville for a while. But anyway.
And
he lives in. Okay, he was making music in Nashville.
Country music is the lifeline of music business in Nashville.
Right.
Like people come there to establish themselves in that genre. I think we got some rich history as far as rap goes. You mentioned there's the Quanti Cash, Pistol, Cool Daddy Fresh, artists that early on for me, even before I was rapping, that I saw have presence, get to surface level. And even now there's a ton of artists that I feel like are right there. It's Tim Gent. I think he's promising, got a lot of talent from the area. The producer Bandplay. As multi-platinum producer and all over the place. We're working on an album together to tell a different story of Nashville musically, and the intent is to have some of that mashup and overlap from genres, because we're peers, we're neighbors. I mean, for a long time, I just started like really getting my foot in the door on Music Row, is where a lot of the studios
You got
in
a
Nashville.
pen, man. Like you could go in there and jump in any of those writer rooms, and
I've been doing it recently, and I challenge those around me. I see some of my peers, some of my buddies, like Lil Vag, Sweet Poison. These are some Nashville-based artists that I feel like are doing the footwork and trying to rap hustle, which is something that I champion and admire. Like I said, I mean, there's too many to name.
Right.
But you got Big Top and Trapper Mandel. They're both artists on my label, Grind Hard, that are right there. And I just think, like I said, you just got to put the work in or figure out how to make yourself stand out amongst what's going on, globally or everywhere. But I think with Nashville is like the fastest growing city. It's been the fastest growing city in America.
No state tax. Shout out to Tennessee. Y'all got the tax shit figured out there.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
It's fucked out here.
But
it's a different world.
Yes, I mean, like I said, we're right there.
Yeah.
And on the cusp of emerging and breaking through. There has been you mentioned some of the artists, and it's like a cultural divide. I just think we just gotta rise above all those like labels and stigmata and just do the work. And if we get like behind each other, there's a big record out of Nashville from Black Wizzle called Cashville Bealling, and I've seen it this summer, like in his own way, unite people and create a sense of unity and pride, and it was refreshing. It almost felt like throwback to just see people where I'm from get excited about something musically. Me and Jelly Roll have had some conversations about that record specifically. Just he told me, he was like, it's two things he's been waiting on, and it's for me to want to put myself back out there in the whole mix of everything with my music. And he was like, he's been waiting on someone from Nashville to make a hit. And he was like, man, both of those things that happened simultaneously with me working the album with Don Tripp and also with Black Whistle's record. So it's a lot to look out for. I just think we just gotta keep working, like, and creating. I mean, I've seen other cities and other markets like blossom. I love Detroit rap. I like
Detroit's
Florida,
going crazy
Florida
right
rap.
now. Yeah.
Texas is,
Obviously
had
Texas
different
is
moments.
Yeah, Dallas is doing this. The Big X is going crazy. You talk about the genre stuff. He's doing country stuff. And,
Right.
I do think it's interesting too because it's like, Nashville literally is one of the biggest music. I mean, it's where the entire country industry exists. Like, if you want to sign a country record deal, you ain't coming to LA, you ain't going to New York.
Right.
You got to go to the office in Nashville. So it's such a big music city, but on the hip hop side, it's always been like, I feel like far and few between in terms of like the artists that like, I'm from Phoenix, lived in Vegas, lived in Florida, that I like, it started with Young Buck, obviously. I Nashville's Cashville as a kid, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's, it's been dope to see like some of the energy, like you said, like, the genre shit, like you said, it's like, if you're a talented writer and you live in Nashville, you could be a rapper, but if you got a pen, like, you could go get a pub bag.
Yeah. I mean, there's a kid, Lil Bree, from there that's doing some interesting overlap things. My buddy, Broadway Bo, actually used to play NFL football. Is definitely like being super experimental. Like, he's got a dope pen and trying to like take it there in terms of the genre bending or melting things. And, working amongst all that, like you said, is right there. It's at our fingertips. Right. I do think one thing with the internet and how small it makes the world, I think we got to erase those geographical boundaries and whatnot.
They kind of, they've kind of been erased, to be fair.
Right. But you got to put yourself out there. Yeah, like when you mention Young Buck, even for myself, even for Jelly, like, I think our ability to navigate the music realm and business outside of just what was contained in Nashville, it raised our ceiling and our growth potential. Like, you got to put yourself out there. You got to get uncomfortable. I'm 2,000 miles away from home sitting there talking to you. That's a part of the process. Like, I know the difference in just putting the music in a marketplace and thinking it's going to push itself. Sure, I have a core audience and following, but you got to do the work. You got to introduce yourself and try to grow audience. That's the name of it. And I planted my feet in Memphis, Tennessee, and I've lived in Atlanta at different times, even early in my career, just for the sake of networking, because Nashville didn't have an urban music scene like that.
Right.
But some of these other places have thrived.
You had to go. I mean, you say you were hanging out with BMF at a strip club in Atlanta in probably 2004 or 5.
Yeah, it was by virtue of just trying to see something else. I was down in New Orleans for the Essence Festival that same summer, rubbing shoulders with Cash Money, and which led to that deal. And
did you ever go to one of these crazy BMF parties we hear about?
That was
with the Tigers and the. Yeah.
It was in that same time frame. Yeah. I mean, they had like millions of dollars worth of cars parked out front when we left out.
I just always hear about the wild animals, which is like,
Yeah, I think that was somebody's birthday party or something.
Yeah.
Like, but I can't say I was around enough to see that a lot of that was real. But that's to my point. I was able to see that the world was bigger than what I knew in East Nashville.
Yeah.
And so we thought we were balling. We were young, getting some money and putting on locally. When I went down there, and I'll never forget this, my manager at the time, shout out to Lionel Matthews, works with juvenile. He's a juvenile court clerk and, doing great things. But at this time, we're traveling, we're down there, and like I said, it's the third club, same night. I'm drinking a bottle of champagne, some like PJ, this Perrier Jouet. I had never seen this kind of champagne before. It was probably $500 a bottle in the club. Somebody with them gives me a bottle. I'm drunk. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of partying by this time. I pass him the bottle, and somebody taps me on the shoulder. Was like, "Hey, you was such and such?" I'm like, "Yeah." Hands me another bottle. He's like, "Man, we don't even share cigarettes," and just walks off. I don't know who this was, and at that time, I was like, "Yeah, he just stunning on me." But it also gave me something to aspire to. I'm like, "Nah, we not really doing it big. Like, There's
I
levels.
always tell people because I'm from Phoenix, and so like I always tell whether it's a DJ or an artist, I'm like, yo, get out. You got to see the world because perspective's everything.
Right.
It's real easy to get wrapped up in your local hip hop politics. I'm like, fuck all that. Get out.
Right.
Shake hands. See the world. See the country, and understand that it's bigger than just your city.
And just the same, I got around artists in different pockets, different spaces, and saw that they were working. They were working harder than me and my peers were at that time. Like we wanted it and we were at it, but to see people like living and breathing this shit, it was like, oh, okay, this is why they are where they are. That was the main thing I took from my time at Cash Money. Like it was an operation. Like it wasn't just basking in it, and they were who they were when I met them, but they were working like they weren't on.
For sure. Like they weren't already,
Yeah, it was a compound, and I took that with me. Like, yeah, you gotta work.
I mean, that was around Carter 1?
Carter 1 was around the time.
Yeah.
I drove to the Essence Festival listening to a bootleg version of the Carter 1. And when we got there, they gave us advanced copies of it, and I had to act like I hadn't heard it already. It was,
honestly, I still think Carter. To me, I know Carter. A lot of people say Carter 3. I'm a Carter 1 or Carter 2 guy, depending on the day.
Yeah, me too.
Carter 1 was Birdman Jr.
We were talking about that earlier today.
That Birdman Jr. Oh my God.
He had the truck top.
Put his feet in the blades.